Hi, this is Scott Siskin. I'm the president of First Republic Mortgage Bankers. When you need a mortgage, call First Republic Mortgage Bankers and deal direct. Eliminate the middleman. No mortgage broker fees. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on your high-rate mortgage and your credit cards. You can save every single month by refinancing. You personally can save every month by locking in the lowest rates in over 30 years. And we make house calls to the entire tri-state area 7 days a week. Call 718-380-0006 if you're buying a home or you want to refinance your home. 718-380-0006.
Well, I want you to tell people in your own words about, first of all, how you got in contact with First Republic. You're dealing with Chris, otherwise known as the credit doctor. You dealt with Chris. And, you know, what you were looking for and what the results were.
Well, first of all, it's my pleasure to talk about the wonderful experience that I had with the professional people at First Republic, with Chris and staff. Everyone was cordial, professional, and well-educated about their product, and well-educated in the use of the product as well as the administration of the product. So I found that they were very resourceful. I first got in touch with them. Really, it was an advertisement. A friend just mentioned to me the company, and I just happened to take a look at it. And we took a look at it, and we started the process, and the process moved along very effectively. Any information that was required was professionally requested of me. It was powerful. I must say it was extremely powerful. The way that I was very impressed by the way they handled their business. I was very impressed by their professionalism. When I came to the office, one of their coined phrases when they answer the phone is, how can they give you excellent customer service? Now, that was pretty profound. A lot of times these things are said and spoken by the receptionist or by a customer service representative, but sometimes the service does not reach that objective.
Right.
But I found that to be, time over time, that to be the issue in this office, that they were not only speaking about giving you excellent customer service, but actually, performing it. They got you quickly to the person that you need to reach. They made sure they didn't just send you there. If that person wasn't in, they let you know the person wasn't in. Would you like to leave a message? So it was powerful from the first phone call through to our conclusion of our business. It was a tremendous, professional, extremely wonderful experience.
Well, you know something? Receptionists don't get the credit that they deserve, and I consider it one of the most important positions because exactly what you just said. They make the first impression. We call them directors of first impressions. So I appreciate that you recognize it, and I'm sure she will also. I want to talk about the results. You did a refinance.
Right.
And your goal was to pay off some debts and get cash out for home improvements.
That's correct.
Okay, now, do you mind if I tell people how much cash you walked away from the closing with?
I prefer not to, but I will say this. Without having to give exact figures, I was able to make tremendous improvements on my house, commence that process to make a tremendous improvements on my house, and people can understand, the cost of those improvements, where we're involved currently with adding a second floor to our home.
Wow.
So a second level to our home, I should say.
Well, so I know what the number is, and when somebody says they don't want to share it, I always say that means it's a lot. And
yeah,
you just gave us a range.
Without having to give figures,
right,
somebody should be able to quantify
that. That's why I asked.
I
wouldn't just say it. So, now you paid off all your credit card debt. Am I correct?
You know what I'd like to say? I used to like to say this. I'm debt free.
Beautiful. You have one payment that's tax deductible.
That's right.
You're doing major improvements in your house. It's going to improve the quality of your life in a big way.
It does.
So it's very, like you said, it's very, very powerful what can be done. How long ago did you buy your house?
Actually, I bought my house 4 years ago.
Okay, so you're like one of those people that I say is house rich because you bought your house at least 3 years ago and you developed equity in your home, and
correct.
You were able to cash in a big way on that equity. And it all started with one phone call. I want to mention to people that Chris, the credit doctor, is in the office right now. 718-380-0006. Chris's extension is 308. That's extension 308, or just ask for Chris, the credit doctor. He'll help you. He's so good with helping people improve their scores, getting things off their credit reports. That's why I call him the credit doctor. But people, you hear what Darryl is saying, and what he's saying is from start to finish, things were done very well. He was treated the way he deserved to be treated, and that's one of the things that's very important in our culture as a company is that we're very grassroots. We go directly to the people.
I need to make a mention of a gentleman who was also very helpful, who was part of Chris's team, Jason and Karen, all of them. His team they're extremely helpful and really instrumental, and I would have to say, to in some way they add to the success of the work that he can do for anyone.
Well, that is just such a phenomenal, endorsement that you're giving, a success story. You truly are a success story, and I hope that you're sharing your story with other people, your friends and relatives, and sending them over to see Chris. And now I'm thankful for you sharing your success story with everybody who's listening, because it's very important. I can talk about the benefits of refinancing, but when you talk about a true life success story like yourself, and you explain what you did and how it went, it's much more powerful, I believe. So I really want to thank you so much for coming on the air live, right? This is live, right? Darryl?
Yes, this is live. This is live.
Okay, your heart's beating right now, right? It's not on tape. It's not memorized.
Yes. It's a little nervous here, but it's it's live. I don't know.
You're doing great. I got to tell you, you're very well spoken, and you expressed your feelings and the economics very, very succinctly. So I want to thank you. I think it's very, very powerful, your experience. And again, I've talked about people like yourself quite a bit because nobody's talking. All you hear about is the subprime mess, people going into foreclosure, people that got 228 adjustables, and they're in foreclosure and having all these problems. That's all you hear on the news. However, there's guys like you out there who have equity in your home. You're making your payments. Yes. However, you have ambitions and things that you can do if you're not scared and if you're empowered. Right. And I really feel that your group, I call you the silent majority, because there's a whole lot more of you than there are people who are in foreclosure or having problems. And I'm not saying they don't deserve our attention. They're getting a lot of attention in the news. However, I do think success stories deserve it because there are a lot of people who own their house at least 3 years. I refer some people are house rich, cash poor. And, when you have more credit card debt than you have cash in the bank, it's something to be concerned about. And you should certainly find out what the
Welcome. Goodbye.
Hello? I don't know what that was. Technical difficulties. Live radio. So, a lot of people, like I said, really can change their life and maybe need to be woken up, and I want them not to be scared because your people like you are taking advantage, and there are a lot more people just like you who are listening than there are people who are in foreclosure. And that's why I try to give you guys a lot of attention. Because I'd
like to also mention, Scott, if I may, I'm sorry to interject. I'd like to also say that, as I mentioned before, they were educated in the use of the product, and in the administration of the product. Hands down, they exemplified tremendous execution, preparation, because what you look for in terms of evaluating something opportunity that's going to be successful, first thing you want to see is the introduction, as you talked about with the receptionist on the first phone call coming in. But also you want to see the preparedness. You don't want to go there and the person can't find your documents. You don't want to go somewhere. You're dealing with a first-grade operation that is actually has all their ducks in a row, so to speak, and someone that you'd be proud to know that you're giving your personal information to. They're going to handle it effectively and efficiently and professionally, and you just have to basically, whatever they ask you to do, you just follow it because they know what they're talking about. We've already done some evaluation before we got involved with this process, and we found them to be well above board.
Well, I really appreciate that. We're running up on the top of the hour, so I'm going to have to say good afternoon to you, but we will be back in touch because you are a true success story, and your success story needs to be shared as much as possible. Thank you so much for making the phone call to us today. Thank you so much for sharing your success and your feelings about the process.
Thank you, Scott, for calling.
Okay, great.
Have a great day.
Okay, great. Well, there's proof. One call truly does it all. That gentleman did a lot with refinancing, and there are a lot more people like him out there that have had their house at least 3 years, and they're house rich. And I don't know if you're cash poor, but if you have more credit card debt than you have money in the bank, I would say that that's cash poor. Let's take advantage of that. Take advantage of the opportunity to be able to refinance without being fearful of going into foreclosure. You're going to save money, just like this gentleman did. He got cash out also. Call 718-380-0006. Chris's extension is 308, the credit doctor. But we've also got Tony, the mortgage doctor. We have John Fahim. We have Rajan. We have Sandra. We have so many other people, Sukraj, that are available to take your call right now. 718-380-0006. So that call is very powerful. You make the call, and we will truly do it all.